Can I not marry? Audio web novel chapter 22. Rather work a 10-day shift than accompany this child. In fact, it's not only Ji Wu Shuang. Majority of women's imagination are very active. This time, during lunch, each counter's main force will gather and conspire together, with their bright active minds continuously produced a steady stream of topics. It is said a woman can have millions of topics to discuss, but no matter what's the topic, it is unavoidable to return to men, and the topic finally gathered at the topic of the golden turtle, husband. The cosmetics counter's sister May spoke first. Woman must marry a good man. Don't be like me, married a poor man. In this lifetime can only stay as a small shop assistant in the mall. Yes. The jewelry counter's CEO Joe also accost. You notice that Mrs. Wang that often visit our counter to buy jewelry. I heard her husband is the manager of XX Bank, he's really rich. You see her proud and arrogant aura. Really superior. Everybody was in succession. Do Lacey always feel that something was wrong? Is it really that good to catch a golden turtle husband? Why is that after she married the president, life seemed more miserable? That's for sure. Sister May said earnestly, you are not married, you don't know how cruel reality is. If a woman married a poor husband, they'll age faster. Age faster. Do Lacey's lips twitched. Sister May, what you said would be wrong. If you marry a rich husband, it's likely he'll have mistresses outside, having Xiaomi. 1. Which woman can tolerate this? I believe every woman want to stay young. The most important thing is that love is still moist. Ji Wu Shuang suddenly spoke. That makes sense. Du Lacey nodded. Sister Wu Shuang, what you said does not make sense. Xiao Zhou also rejects her statement. Can love be eaten? If marriage is a grave, then a marriage with love is only tantamount to a small mound. It's uncomfortable to sleep, let alone when it thunders and rain. It'll leak. A mound. Du Lacey was frightened. Xiao Zhou, what you said is absolutely right. Da Zhou on the side also joined the discussion, even though it's a small mound, but at least there is a place for you. Compared to your husband having mistresses, lying inside the luxurious tomb is better than having your body left in the wilderness. Luxurious tomb. What metaphor is this? B tilde, what Da Zhou said is right. You know, to marry a handsome, rich husband, how many opponents you will encounter. You have to be aware of the company's Xiaomi, business entertainers, even a younger cousin. Haven't you seen those shows on TV? As long as the men are rich and powerful, every woman will be like flies biting on rotten egg. Left will be saying BRE, too, while right will be calling darling. It disgusts me. Who knows, one day you will come home and discovered your husband's illegitimate child that has made soy sauce. 3. When Ji Wu Shuang finished, everyone nodded. There are many women circling a rich man. It's a competitive pressure environment. As we are not scheming and don't have the beauty of a fox spirit, for sooner or later we would be made redundant. Layoffs are good, at least it'll eventually pay off. When a homewrecker snatches your husband, who knows, you might not even have the chance to be fired. Du Lacey listened until her eyes widened. Is there really do such a thing? What you hear may be false, but seeing is believing. While Du Lacey still have doubts the authenticity of those words, a real-life case have occurred on her own body. At night, when Du Lacey got home, approaching the living room, she saw a 7 or 8-year-old little girl sitting on the couch. She was dressed in a pink lace dress, very cute. The words her colleague spoke during lunch all came rushing out at once. Xiaomi. Her age seems a slightly too young. Mistress. The president shouldn't have a Lolita fetish. Cousin. Based on the president's age, his cousin shouldn't be so young. Could it be? Du Lacey's mind suddenly flashed through the ages, being spurned by countless of married women, forever tied by scandalous word, countless marriages from hell, 2 big awful words, illegitimate daughter. At the same time, Du Lacey's expression was ever changing. Sitting on the sofa, the little brat have already took notice of Du Lacey. She held out her hand, using her short fingers pointed towards Du Lacey, in command-like tone. You, come here. Me. Du Lacey regained her consciousness and shut it over. Walking nearby, little brat said with a straight face, why are you staring at the princess? What a competitive aura. Du Lacey was surprised. I think you're cute. She was just looking for an excuse. Hearing this, the little brat seemed very pleased. Her straight face appeared to have relaxed. Her eyes sweep Du Lacey up and down. You servant surely know how to talk. Are you new here? Servant. Du Lacey was completely embarrassed. What part of her that looked like a servant? She only dressed a little plain. Little kid, I'm not. The little brat interrupted her and asks, Hey, where is my cousin? Du Lacey still didn't understand. Who is your cousin? Why, the new one here is so stupid. The little brat proudly stared at Du Lacey. I'm telling you, my cousin is your master, so I'm also your master. Quickly tell me, where did my cousin go? So it turns out that a cousin can suddenly appear in the rich families. Du Lacey finally believed it. At this time, housekeeper Yu suddenly appeared. Miss, master have gone to the United States on a business trip. He will be back in a few days. After he finished speaking, he then turned to Du Lacey and said, Madam, this is master's cousin, Princess Hao. Princess Hao, indeed, such a very nice princess. Du Lacey amid in silence when Xiao Zuzong's face suddenly changed. She aggressively asked, Housekeeper Yu, what did you call her? Miss, I would like to introduce you to our madam. Housekeeper Yu said, You're saying she's Chun Ji's sixth wife? Xiao Zuzong squinted toward Du Lacey, sweeping her up and down, suddenly let out a sound. I don't believe it. Chun Ji isn't so blind. Du Lacey's face broke down. Having others criticize her was enough. However, having a 7 or 8-year-old little devil despise her is too much. She squatted down and patiently said, Little kid, you can't just say that. You shouldn't merely judge a person by their appearance. The most important thing is to see the inner beauty of. Inner beauty. Xiao Zuzong disdainfully stared at Du Lacey. You know how to say inner beauty in English. Suki. The following words in italic are written in English within the novel. English. Du Lacey was embarrassed. Is it Nazai Mei? Seeing Du Lacey speechless, Xiao Zuzong became more complacent. Bet you think you have inner beauty. You don't even know how inner beauty is spelt in English. I see your type of people, really not worthy of my dear cousin. When she finished speaking, Du Lacey almost passed out. Who was wicked enough to teach her this bird language? As her eyebrows were twitching, Xiao Zuzong yelled once again, Look at you, which part of you is worthy of my cousin? I think you might be more suitable. Her big eyes rolled around, and stared at the trash in the corner. You're more suitable to that. Once that sentence was spoken, Du Lacey finally collapsed. You're the trash. Your whole family is trash. At least now she is nominally the president, madam. How can she let a little brat belittle her? Du Lacey was angry. She also no longer cared about protecting the motherland flowers. Her expression changed and was frighteningly, You say it once more and I'll beat your ass. Unexpectedly, Xiao Zuzong was not so scared, but the sight of Du Lacey raising her hands made her cry. And once she cried, the crying just got worse, tears and snot combined. It was pitiful, as if a sheep was bullied by the wolf. Don't cry. Du Lacey urgently pretend the motion. If the little brat continued to cry like this, does she really have to beat her? It won't be right. I was playing with you. Don't cry. Be good. Xiao Zuzong ignored her and continued to cry. A doll coupled with a soybean face, such a pitiful expression, even Du Lacey couldn't bear seeing her like this. Don't cry. Whatever you want, I'll agree to it. Really? Xiao Zuzong stopped crying. Her face was still filled with tears, however she looked appealingly at Du Lacey. Du Lacey gritted her teeth and decided, It's true. Then I want you to divorce my cousin. This. Wow. You lied to me. She started crying again. Okay. Divorce it is. Don't cry. Du Lacey was anxious and sweating. This Xiao Zuzong, she must owed her in the previous life. Unexpectedly, the little brat still continued to cry, crying and shouted, I don't believe it. What if you lie to me? Then what I do? I won't lie to you. Do you swear? I swear. If you don't divorce with my cousin, then the son you give birth to will have no asshole. Du Lacey's mouth twitched. Seeing Xiao Zuzong ready to make her next wave of tears, she finally made her decision. I swear. You said it. Xiao Zuzong suddenly restrained her tears, then smiled, "Don't lie to children." Then, she happily skipped away for dinner. Du Lacey left stood stunned. Cow. 7. So it turns out the president's entire family are black belly. Damn. He destroyed everything f*ck. He is really a smart asshole. Later, Du Lacey found out from old Yu that Princess Hao had just started summer vacation. She noisily cried for her cousin. Tired of the constant plead, her parents sent her here and said it's best if she stay here for a long time. After hearing the news, Du Lacey was very distressed. Just staying with this Xiao Zuzong for 2 days, her life will be finished. When it was dinner time, Du Lacey fed her, however she only ate a few bites, and then ran out to play. So being the babysitter she also had to run behind the little princess with bowls in her hands. In the end she didn't even finish a decent meal. Finally after she ate her dinner, Xiao Zuzong said she wanted to role-play the Monkey King. 78 subbed us the White-Boned Demon. 9. Naturally Du Lacey end up with the role as the pitiful White-Boned Demon. She was chased and tossed. In the end pitiful Du Lacey couldn't raise her temper. At least the White-Boned Demon had a great body, right? She rather work a 10-day shift than accompany this child. When Xiao Zuzong was finally tired after playing and was willing to go to bed, every part of Du Lacey's muscle was tired and twitching. She softly laid on the bed in a daze. Going through this day has truly been a thriller. However, the more frightening thing was yet to come. When she tiredly closed her eyes and was ready to doze off, her midnight call rang again. Pressing the button, she heard the president's rustic voice, "Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, come pick me up at the airport."